Y'all ready to celebrate? Come on, get back up on your feet. Come on. Put your hands on it. Come on. This is just the year of refreshing. It's playing now unfolding. The time of your great blessing. Thank you, Darian Dennis. Come on. Nothing but victory. That's the promise of our King. To do exceedingly, abundantly, above what you ask or think. Put it in the house. Expect love. Put your hands on it, y'all.
Everything. And I'm just so humbly grateful to have this room full of awesome single moms in here. The one thing that I'm learning about vision is that people will either support it or they won't. And one thing that I'm also learning about being in a leadership class that I'm taking at my awesome church is that for people to support you, they have to buy into first who you are. So I just love and appreciate the fact that you guys have just saw something in me enough to say, I'm going to go and I'm going to support her and I'm going to help her carry out this day. I'm going to help her carry out this vision. That's so super humbling for me because you guys didn't have to come. Nobody didn't have to buy tickets. Tickets were donated to people that are here today. That didn't have to happen. So I just thank and praise God for this whole day today. Behind the scenes, myself and the panelists who are also going to come up and speak in just a moment. And if y'all can wave your hands at us, the three panelists. We have been behind the scenes texting and inboxing and emailing for months. So I'm just so super thankful that they bought into the vision, that as soon as I gave the call to come out and speak about how we can overcome raising a child, specifically a son, that without hesitation, a little bit from Tanya, but just a little bit. But everybody was like, sure sis, we will come on board. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? So I'm just so super grateful. So if anybody wants to open up in prayer, I'll be so happy. We can bless the food. We can pray over the day.
We thank you, Father God, for this day that you have blessed us with. For this is a day that you have made. Father God, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it, oh God. Father God, I thank you for Cheryl, Father God, for the heart that she has for single moms and all that she's done, oh God. I pray that you strengthen her. Father God, give her the support she needs for the vision to carry it out, oh God. Father God, we bless this food, oh God.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
We give you all glory, honor, and praise in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, so at the moment, we are all going to mix and mingle. We're going to get up out of our seats, and I want you guys to partner. There should be enough people here that we have enough people to partner up against each other with someone that you do not know, because there are some people here that know each other well. So let's partner with somebody that you don't know so that we can kind of dialogue and find out something about your sister that is here today. Ready, set, go. guys ready to share? Take a moment to get to know who's in the room with us. Yes, that's very important. Everybody is going to introduce the person that they talk to and say one thing. And then that person is going to introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about them, and then you guys are going to flip and introduce the person that you spoke to. And then they are going to introduce themselves to us. Ready? Yes. All right, so we're going to start with Dewana and Leslie, and then we're going to go all the way around, and I'll be last. So if you need the mic, you can take the mic, you can stand.
Let me make sure I understand the directions. I introduce Leslie, because this is Leslie.
You say one thing that you learned about Leslie.
Okay.
And then you talk about yourself.
Okay, so this is Leslie. She has a 13-year-old son.
And now you introduce yourself.
Okay. And I'm Dewana. I am mom to a 21-year-old and a soon-to-be 16-year-old. She'll be 16 on the 28th of this month.
This is Dewana. She's originally from Philadelphia. She's been here for 13 years. She said I have a 13-year-old son, and I'm originally from Baltimore, but here in M.O.M.S now, forever.
Amen.
Is it my go?
Yes.
Okay, this is Judah, and she's a mom of 3. I'm Alicia, and I'm a mom of one 17-year-old boy.
I am Judah. This is Alicia. She wants to open her own home daycare. And she said I'm a mother of 3. My children will be 32, 18, 25. I have a couple of businesses and work here in Reisterstown. Go to STCF. Love everybody. Nice to meet you all.
Yay. Does anybody need a mic? No? Okay.
This is Mary. Mary helps entrepreneurs market, manage, and organize their business and free up time for them while she helps them out to do those things. And she has 2 kids, 30 and 24.
I don't know what it was. Somebody introduce myself. You said you.
Oh, and then okay. And I am Takisha. And I have a few different businesses myself. I also have 3 children, 10, 13, and 20. And my businesses are Curves Rock, I'm a travel agent, and I also have Maryland Youth Fashion Week, where I help young girls and women to love themselves, to be healthy, and to empower them.
Okay, well, Takisha said everything I was going to say. I was going to say, first of all, she is a travel agent, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, that was out on my list. So Takisha is a travel agent, so that's one thing I did know about her. And I did want to say this, that her daughter is creative. She has a 10-year-old daughter that's creative, so I told her daughter reminds me of Therese, because she likes to do a lot of different things. Okay, my name is Mary. Takisha's already know about me, so I don't know what to say. But I do have 2 kids. My daughter is 30, my son is 24, and I have 6 grandchildren.
This is Elva, and she has a 2-week-old grandson. My name is Michelle. Something about me. I have 3 children, a 26-year-old, a 22, and a 14-year-old who attend Set the Captives Free of Reason.
Okay. This is Michelle. She loves bowling. She has 3 children, 1 daughter, 2 boys. One is 26, the other is 22. And she's a deaconess at Set the Captive Free. My name is Elvia. I'm from Panama. The accent is not from the island. People hear the accent and think it's the island. It's not island, it's Panama. My first language is Spanish. I have 4 pride and joys. I call them my fantastic 4. I have 6 grandchildren. I just had a new grandchild. His name is Ezra, the priest. And I'm so happy to be here.
This lovely young lady is Tanise, and Tanise is in IT at Northwood Grumman, and she's a mother of a 31-year-old, and she goes to Set the Captives Free. My name is Tria, and I have a 5-year-old boy named Harlem, and I also have 2 businesses. Christian Culture is my brand. I have a clothing line for inspirational clothing, jewelry, accessories, and everything, and I also have a business where we print flyers, backdrops, business cards, and t-shirts for businesses and organizations. And I'm grateful to be here too.
Okay, I am Tynese Pack, and this is Tria. So Tria, the one thing that she didn't say, because she said everything that she always said, is that she's a graphic artist and very creative, but she's also a minister. So as she said, I am Tynese. I have a new grandson. Well, he's not new anymore because he's 9 months old, but he is the love of my life.
So, her name is Tanya. She has a 32-year-old son and 5 grandchildren. Cheryl worked together at Global.
Yeah.
So my name is Demetrius, and although I'm not a single mom anymore, I was for many, many years until I got remarried 6 years ago. So I also attend Separate Baptist Church.
Amen. Hi everybody, I'm Tanya. This is Demetrius. She has one son. He's 17, and he sounds just about right where my son was at 17. Very protective of his mom and loving, and they're very, very close, which is really sweet. I am Tanya. I do have a 32-year-old son, and he is being fruitful. He has 5 kids. One we kind of adopted from a previous relationship of his, and that he's 13. But our biological babies are 7, 5, 19 months old, and 1 newborn. He's a month old. So it has been wonderful. They are fun, and I enjoy them. And yes, I met Cheryl, Leslie. Oh my God. Alicia, yes. From Global. I'm sorry, I'm better with faces. And we worked together for a long time, so it's good to be here. I'm glad she asked me, and thank you, Cheryl, for inviting me.
You're welcome. I'll add my story about you before I introduce you.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, everybody.
Yeah. All right, so I am the hostess for today. I am Cheryl Smith, and this is my awesome daughter. Come on, Therese. Now, I could have sent her to the babysitter. I really could have. But one of the reasons why she is here is because I always, try to tell her how proud of her I am. And I always try to let her know that I am so super proud of you and your grades and just the person that you are. But as single moms, I'm coming to learn that it's just as important for the kids to see us be successful. They have to have a reason to look up to us and say, oh my God, I'm so proud of my mom, like she did that today. So that is the reason why she's here today, because I just really wanted her to see me in a different element. I was PTA president at her school for 3 years. She thought she was the junior pres every 3 years. Anything we had at the school, she absolutely was like, ask me, I know. Ask me, I know what's going on. What, you need a t-shirt? Oh, okay, I can tell you what size and the price. But that's just who we are. I came down here with her dad, who I'm divorced from, back in 2001. We have been a single parent duo since 2008. So I have been a single parent almost about 10 years now. So I'm just trusting and believing God to just continue to have me go through this journey. Anytime he feels led to bless me with another husband, that'll be great as well. I will absolutely have one of those, because every time we bring groceries in the house, we live on the 4th floor. She's like, Mommy, she's like, he's coming. Because she's like, these here groceries, she was like, I can't do it. So she ushers my future husband in for me in her own little 10-year-old way. So that's, yeah, she gets tired of me saying, go back downstairs and get another bag. She gets tired of it. All right, so let me see where we are. So everybody should have 2 note cards. Everybody should have 2 note cards, right? One of the things that I wanted to do today, before we have our awesome 3 panelists come about speaking about the challenges that they faced and have overcome raising a son, was to put dreams and motivation into the atmosphere, into this room. Again, I have a daughter who goes above and beyond, I feel like every other minute of her day. And she constantly pushes me to be great. So I just wanted to play this video so we can get some inspiration from the speaker, Valerie Burton. So let's watch as she speaks. And then on one of your note cards, I want everybody, since this group is called Moms on a Mission, to write what your mission or your motivation or your dream is. And then you can take a picture of them because I'm going to take them and I'm going to be your accountability partner. This is absolutely for you. It can be more than one. If you have multiple dreams, multiple missions, because we are moms on a mission. Yeah, so hopefully this video will encourage us to continue to push forward towards our goals and our dreams.
The people that are here and how amazing they are. So I had some thoughts and I just want to share them with you to inspire you because, you know, I really feel like the coach training intensive for me was something I felt like was placed on my heart to do. Hi Ann, hi Sharon. And I was scared to keep doing it. I did it the first time, it went really great back in 2010. And I was like, okay, well, people keep coming. Now, I'm pointing this out to you because oftentimes there's something on your heart, there's a passion that you have, and you're scared. Is it going to work? Is this what I'm really supposed to be doing? And we want God to give us a guarantee. The dream we want to go for is going to succeed. But that's not how it works. And so this morning, all the coaches, everybody that's here, from all over the country and all over the world, they're back there doing an exercise, and I wanted to stop right in the middle of CTI to encourage you, because I love that phrase, build it and they will come, but it's true. You have to step out in faith to do what you are called to do, and then you will see it come together. It is not that God gives you a guarantee, it's that you need to exercise your faith. So whatever it is that's been on your heart, that you've been thinking about doing, that you've been scared to step out and do because you're afraid that maybe you'll fail at it, or maybe it's not quite right, or maybe you don't know what you're doing. I just want to tell you, when that thing stays on your heart, there's a reason it stays on your heart. It's divine orchestration. When I have attendees come from all over the world and I ask them, how did you even, I mean, you're in Italy, how did you hear about our coach training event in Georgia? And she says, well, I was on the internet and I'm just trying to search for the best program, and somehow I stumbled on you on Google and I started watching your videos and looking at what you were doing, and I just felt called that I was supposed to come to the United States to become your coach trainer. What? Wow. I couldn't have orchestrated that. That's divine orchestration, but it can't happen unless you step out and do what you're feeling called and led to do. So I don't know what it is for you, but I can tell you that I would have never dreamed that people would come from Asia and from Europe and South America, which we've had attendees previously come from. I wouldn't have guessed that. And yet it happens. Because when we move, when we step out on faith, it is amazing what can unfold. But we have to have enough faith to try. And we have to be willing enough to fail, to even be embarrassed if it doesn't work out. I don't see it as embarrassment. If I fail at something, I realize maybe it wasn't supposed to work out that way. When we decide to see failure differently, we will show up, we will go for it, and then we will see how divine orchestration will bring everything together. We have to take that first step, and then that second step, and we have to believe. So I don't know what's going on in your life right now, but I just wanted to encourage you about this because I feel so energized this morning with this event and these people. We had to cut off registration like 3 weeks ago because we had so many people and we can only have so many here. And we had people calling and some were like crying on the phone like, can you please let me in? And we wanted to, but we couldn't. And I wouldn't have dreamt that it would become that popular. It really, I believe, starts with your willingness to step out on faith. So I don't know just want to encourage you. If it's on your heart, if you can't let go of that dream because it's something you want so much, just do it. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? It doesn't work? Okay, then you're no worse off than you were without trying. But what if it does work out? That's the thing. What if it does work out? Who will you bless? Who will benefit? What impact will you have? What legacy will you leave? And what's the ripple effect of that over time? The ripple effect over time of you doing what you're called to do. So that's what I wanted to share this morning. I think I see Angelic, Tahisha J, Renata, Mary.
I watched that, and I just want to thank my sister, Miss Mary, for sending that to me because for whatever reason, God placed it on her heart to share with me. And when I saw it, I just knew it was something that I had to incorporate into this day. So get to writing. Get to writing your mission, your dream. Like she said, there's something inside of you that you can't let go of. That's God's way of tugging at you. I can absolutely tell you that this was a tug for me, this group, for a long time. So I'm so happy that I actually stepped out and actually did it. So let's get right in, and if anybody feels led to share after we are done. That's good. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll put your name on your mission statement. Okay.
And my card reads, I'm a mom on a mission. I'm a speaker, author, and coach. I educate and encourage and empower women to slay the curses in their lives. I am the curse slayer. So, I'm not gonna cry. So in the womb, in my mother's womb, I became a victim of domestic violence at the hands of my father. And so as I grew older, I realized that now I had taken on that generational curse. I began getting into relationships, getting married, things of that nature. And now I'm, again, a victim of domestic violence. And so fast forward to today, having been able to slay the curse in my family, it's now my mission to be able to help other women, especially, to be able to slay the curse in theirs. And so I'll be starting that by creating a blog and many, many books. There's a whole lot of books on here. And so, you know, again, it's just my mission to be able to save someone's life. Literally, God saved my life. And in order for me to give back and show him how much I love him and appreciate the fact that he did that for me, I plan to do that for other women.
Not just yet, but that is my goal. I'm in the infancy stages of doing that now, aligning things and positioning it to open. Hopefully, my goal is within the next year and a half. I want to incorporate my other businesses, which is Pamper Me Pretty and Sweet Treats by Gabrielle. Pamper Me Pretty, I manufacture holistic and natural skin and hair care products, and Sweet Treats by Gabrielle, I think self-explanatory, so I would like to incorporate that in there. I think women as a whole hurt, and it's on a lot of different levels, so I want to help to be a tool to help heal women, especially as a whole, not just the physical, but the spirit and the mind as well. So that's what the Wellness Centers really want to do. I want to teach women and people in general just how to eat better, exercise, introduce different modalities, acupuncture, chiropractor studies. I want a meditation realm. I want to have counseling there. I just want to incorporate everything. I want it to be a place where you can come and get everything that you need. I know I'm not going to start out all at once, but it'll grow in different stages, but that is my goal. My tentative name, I just had to give their name, I'm still working on it, is Epiphany Apothecary and Wellness Center.
Amen. A mom, and when I say new mom, I mean new to the group and new to the area. And also, she just walked in, so April, if you can take a moment to introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. My name is April. I just relocated this Monday from North Carolina. Wow. I'm actually from Minnesota, but but my grandmother's family is in North Carolina. I just recently accepted a position with JHU, so I start on the 15th. My kids started school this week, so I'm excited to be here in fellowship, not only with single moms, but other women in the area. And I'm just excited about what God is getting ready to do. Just not only with Moms on a Mission, but myself as well.
Women's only in there. Why is there a man in the room? Well, outside of Barrington, who is our videographer and photographer for the day, thank you, Barrington. And this is right on time. He's right on time. I wanted it to be to the point where when he came, everybody was eating. That way, by the time the speakers come up, they would be nice and full, and they wouldn't have to worry about their food being cold. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Desi Alexander. He's been on House of Cards and Apollo. So let's give it up to Miss Desi.
All right, how y'all doing, man?
Great.
All right, so I'm stand-up comic, and stand-up comics like to come out. We like to come out to a lot of energy. We like to come out to a lot of love and just a lot of mainly energy, because it's the energy y'all give me, I'm gonna give back to y'all. Y'all sitting there got your mouths full of chicken and waffles and a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm gonna reintroduce myself. I want y'all to give it up for me like I just put y'all last 3 cell phone bills. Make some noise in here. Here we go. I'm just going behind this bag. Y'all don't see me. Y'all not gonna mess up my fantasy. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you see this brother on House of Cards, the Apollo, Netflix. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Desi. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate that. Yeah, man, love doing stand-up, man. Love my city, man. Love being from Baltimore. It's a tough road to be a stand-up comedian. It's not, you don't have a lot of easy nights, so it's always good to come out to something professional, something beautiful like this. Because the last event I did, man, I didn't know what was going to happen afterwards. I got picked up, which was cool. I got picked up, and we go to somebody's house. We're picking up more equipment. What's going on? They're like, oh, this is the place. I'm like, oh man, here we go. I'm in somebody's basement, performing in front of a washing machine. It's a rough night, a very rough night. And I love being from Baltimore. I love representing my city, and I love everything about us. I love everywhere I go. I always talk about my city, man, because you gotta understand, it's a hood in every city. Okay, it's a hood everywhere you go. And I didn't know that fully until I had a tour in Atlanta. They put me in. I went on tour in Atlanta. And I didn't want to get introduced to the hood so in my face, but I got put in the hood. They put me in a hotel called the Travelodge in College Park, the Travelodge. I was like, all right, this is fine. I get in there and I just didn't realize I was in the hood. I knew how hood it was when I asked what their Wi-Fi password was. I said, excuse me, sir, what's your Wi-Fi password? He said, yeah, the Wi-Fi password is Whopper. Ladies and gentlemen, they were stealing Wi-Fi from the Burger King across the parking lot. I said, what? I didn't know about the merger. I had no idea there was a merger between Travelodge and Burger King. This is real nice up in here, man. Love everything about my city, but everywhere I go, people always, ask me a lot of questions, and it's like a lot of little things I'm fighting for Baltimore. Right now, I'm fighting the reputation about the Wire. Okay, everywhere I go, oh, you from the Wire. They say like the Wire is like the name of the city, like every place, the name of Baltimore. You from the Wire, y'all be shooting people over Newports. Y'all crazy in Baltimore City. I'm like, it's not about that. Now, I gotta fight the riots, the whole stigma about the riots. I gotta fight that. That was a crazy time. Y'all remember that? Yes. That was like history. We lived through history, man. Yes. We had a curfew. Y'all know we had to be in the house at 10 o'clock. Yes. Crazy time. It just was weird just going home and seeing your neighborhood on fire. Like, I had friends who was stealing stuff and was excited about it. Like, Desi, you need some toilet paper or some. So I'm like, God damn, man, the camera's on, man. Just put it on the ground or kick it over there. Just put it on the ground, kick it over there. But it was fun, man. It was just weird watching all this stuff happen. And I had friends who was in the riots and had friends. I was on Saratoga when it happened. And these kids were just organized. They were so organized with how they were stealing stuff. I was impressed. They was texting each other. They was emailing, man. And I think the news plays a bad part on why the city looks the way it do sometimes. The news always paints a bad picture of Baltimore City. This lady who was on Greenbelt reporting live. She was on Greenbelt talking about, ladies and gentlemen, you can see these kids are tearing this city apart. If you look over here, we see some abandoned buildings. Okay, you see a dumpster fire right over here. You see some stray animals you're funny about. We have some unparented children. She's like, young man, how do you feel about how these children, how the youth is carrying the city apart? This little boy looked at the camera like, excuse me, miss, this city been look like this. This house has been abandoned for years. Send help, okay? Not your judgment, okay? She was like, I'm sorry about that, young man. You be safe out there. He said, no, woman, you be safe. I saw the color you got out of. I saw it. I love Baltimore, man. I love how we support one another. We gotta support each other as much as possible. If you know somebody having a black owned anything, support it. If you know somebody in a clothing line, I don't care, support it. Because as Baltimore City, we need the support as much as we can. You gotta think about it, because Baltimore falling apart. Okay, I'm talking about down to the concrete. It's falling apart. You driving out here out on those mills, it's nice and smooth on the street. Ain't it just smooth as sailing when you're driving? As soon as you hit the plaza, potholes, mechanics are making out off of these streets, man. Better put out landmarks. Hold up. I'm not a minute on the mic. But yeah, man, we gotta support our landmarks. A lot of people, recently I just went to the African American Culture Center. Everybody went? Yeah. It's nice, right? But people don't even realize we still got the Blacks and White Museum here. Okay? And they need help. I went there and then Martin Luther King had on sweatpants. I said, what are y'all doing in the Blacks and White Museum if Martin Luther King had on sweatpants with no pockets in him? He did not die for that. That was not a part of the dream. Give us got some slacks or something. He just said there was some sweatpants on. I was like, really? Russell sweatpants? Gotta support it, man. See all the mothers in there. Mothers, give it up for yourselves. Being a mother is not an easy job. But we gotta stop though. We gotta stop giving kids so much credit. Stop giving them so much credit. Because people, I always hear people say kids are so much more advanced than we are. They're so much more smarter. No, they ain't. They just got cooler stuff than we got. They just exposed to more stuff. Okay, we had a rougher region. My only source, like my godson has a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. Okay, it plays DVDs, Netflix, it does your taxes, it do everything. It do too much stuff. When I was young, my only source of technology was Nintendo. Y'all remember Nintendo games? If you was gonna be Mario Brothers, you had to be Mario Brothers the same day. You wasn't saving nothing. There wasn't no memory card. You had to be there the same day. You had to press pause, go downstairs and hope to get something to eat. And hopefully nobody ain't stomped in the room. Now you gotta look at the game on for you gotta take the game out. Man, you can't come in here with church shoes on. You cannot stop in the room. I was on a Cooper's land. You know how hard it was to get to Cooper's land? Now I gotta start from the beginning. I gotta start from the beginning. It's crazy, man. Even with the phones, man. Think about it. Everybody ain't got a phone right now. Take a picture of your cell phone, upload it. It's on Facebook. Everybody can see you. The whole world can see who you are. You remember when you wanted to get a picture developed when you was young? Yes. You had to go to Rite Aid and get a disposable camera, okay? And then your mother would have to work it. You didn't put work in, just had to wind it up to take a picture. All right, keep still now. Hold up. I'm gonna get it, hold on. Pop, take the picture. You gotta wait 8 or 9 business days just to find out you were blink on your prom picture. You were prom picture with your eyes closed. And now I go to another prom. I'm gonna blink, I can rest the whole, I gotta take this suit back. I gotta wait till next year. Even with music. Think about it, with music, I got like 900 to 1,000 songs, 900 to 1,000 songs in my phone. I don't listen to all the music in my phone. Remember when you wanted to get music when you was young? You had to sit by and stomp the radio and wait for your favorite song to come on. I get so weak yes. But you had to hurry up because the radio station will always interrupt the song. Like, hey, man, I gotta do it all. I gotta get a pencil and wind it back up. I gotta wind it. Put a pencil, turn it back up. Y'all don't know the struggle with that. Y'all don't understand the struggle. Them things was tough, man. And I see kids every day in the sport. I'm just looking at them, you have no idea. I teach from pre-K to 8th grade. It's a tough gap, okay? It's hard not to punch a child in the face 5 days a week. That's a job within a job. These kids don't know how to what to sell their mom. 7th, 8th graders, I stay away from them. I'm terrified of 7th and 8th graders. They are mean, okay? First day of school, and they lure you in and make you think, they make you feel like you cool sometimes. They lure you in and then they hurt your feelings. They don't even care. I go to school with my little H&M dress shirt. My little slacks thought I looked good. I felt good. The shirt fit me nice. H&M clothes fit me nice. I've been there like, hey, Mr. Tessie, nice shirt. I was like, thanks, man. Just, H&M. Like, where'd you get it from? Forever 41? Okay, everybody laugh. Oh, y'all got attention. Everything trying to hurt my feelings. She laughing because she knows how to be. That's not And my favorite word I think is the funnest grade to teach. Funnest grade.
Third grade.
Third grade is a racist, not third grade. They're a little racist. Kindergarten. Man, kindergarten. Because they don't put the kindergarten and pre-K because they know all they know is love. They don't know nothing else. They ain't jaded yet. They ain't had no bad relationships yet. All they know is love. That's it. I love them. Because they see you 10 minutes ago and hug you like they ain't seen you in 10 years. Like, what's that? Man, I just feel good, man. You having a rough day. What's that? Oh, man. Y'all go ahead and chill out, man. And they don't know what's inappropriate yet.
Right.
They don't know right from wrong. And it's funny, because like in my room, I had a ruler with the alphabet on it. And like the kids like to come from the other class and sit on the alphabet that begin with their name. And it's so cute watching, because they just come and try to get on the letter that begins with their name. And one day David came in the room all loud wrong. Like, Mr. Desi, Jasmine, can you get off my D, please? Jasmine, you need to get off my D. I'm like, David, you can't be that loud talk like that. Mr. Desi, I told Jasmine if she wants a D, she can get the D. But she gotta ask for the road office. Road office, shut up. Shut up, road office. Leave now. Still appropriate. What I'm talking about now. Other kids, man. I got set up though. I don't know if you mothers know, like it's fun to teach pre-K and kindergarten, but I got set up with a little thing called lunch duty. See, y'all saying, oh, I didn't know, nobody told me. The teacher sent me up and says, hey, you want to do lunch duty? I was like, who in there? 7th, 8th grade? I don't want to go in there. He was like, that's not 7th, 8th grade. It's pre-K and kindergarten. I was like, oh shoot, I can do that. Watch over the whole cafeteria period. It's pre-K and kindergarten. It's 30, 40 kids. It's all right. I love it. So I walk in, Mr. Taylor! Oh man, what's up, man? How y'all doing, man? All right. Back when we had a good time. They're like, everybody got their food. Got out of the line. Everybody sat down. And everybody started crying. Everybody, the whole period, started crying. Kindergartners and pre-K kids are the most helpless people I've ever seen in my life at lunch. It went from a cafeteria parade to a homeless shelter. I don't know where I was at. I'm like, am I being punked in? Everybody started crying. And they all had different complaints. Mr. Desi, I can't open the milk, man. I can't get it open, man. I'm like, yo, read the directions on the side of the milk. Man, I'm 6, man. I can't read it, man. Help me. I'm like, all right, man, here. I opened like 30 milks next to the row across the cafeteria. Mr. Desi, hell. I'm like, what? I want mayonnaise on my sandwich, man. I'm like, just open the packet, man. Or just bite the little packet. I ain't got no teeth, man. I ain't got a whole living room set gone, man. I can't do it. I'm like, all right, man, here. Put the mayonnaise on the sandwich. Took 2 steps. Walked away, another kid. Mr. Desi, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom. My mom said, if I don't go to the bathroom, that's a problem. And I come to school and I show do it, and I just go to the bathroom. And I told him to go to the bathroom. So I said, Mr. Desi. I'm like, what? I just put the mayonnaise on the sandwich. I don't like mayonnaise, man. I'm like, why would you talk about that? I'm 6, man. I just found out too, man. So I'm like, the kid peeing in the cafeteria. I'm like, put your pants up. He in the cafeteria peeing with his pants all the way down. I'm like, don't put mayonnaise on the. My mama perfect yelled at me yesterday. I'm like, man, I don't even know you like that, you know? That's just a Tuesday. That's just on a Tuesday. It ain't even all the way to Friday yet. And I began to trust him too much. It's never been a kid. You can't trust children. I don't have a kid of my own yet. You can't trust them. Especially around your food. You can't trust kids around your food. Now the cool thing in school is to have lunch on Mr. Desi. Like when you behave, your little table behave, I give you a little lunch pass like the club. Like they give a little VIP pass, like you're going to the club or something. And they behave, and I give them their pass, and I love giving them their little pass, and then watching them walk into the cafeteria to get their food and try to leave, because it's always an adult. It's like, excuse me, where you going? This is when they get their chance to shine. So they say, where you going? We have a lunch pass for Mr. Desi. We got surrounded. We're part of an elite group. Don't tell me us. I need to show off. They cannot wait for that moment. And I was trusting them too much, man. I was sitting in the room. I was trusting too much. We were sitting there eating, and I got a call when I was staying on the intercom. Mr. Desi coming to the office. Go to the office. I'm sitting there eating. eating. I had a salad and a Capri Sun. I knew what I had before I left the room. Looking at it, we sitting there eating. Going out to the office, come back, nobody in the room. Everybody gone. It's empty room. I look down, I'm like, what's going on? Window open, door, I was concerned. I look down, nobody touched my salad, but one of them little kids drank my Capri Sun. I'm not mad at the kid that drank my Capri Sun. I'm just mad that whoever drunk it threw air back into it, just put it back in the table to get the illusion that something's still in the packet. You trying to hurt my feelings, man. You just don't even care about me. I had more. I was just so disturbed by that, man. A lot of kids don't have an imagination anymore. I don't know what it is. These video games and television, they just stuck in front of that screen. They just addicted to screens. I don't know what it is. Their imagination is gone. When I was young, any younger siblings in here? Raise your hand. If you're a younger sibling, raise your hand. Younger siblings? All right, cool. Any older siblings, raise your hand. Younger siblings, don't we hate older siblings? I hate it. Because as younger siblings, we were always the test dummies for everything, weren't we? Think about it. My brother I put you in his ear. Tell me if you can't breathe, man. Tell me if you can't breathe. I'm going to tell you I can't breathe, and I can't breathe. Lick this battery. I'm going to get Simon in the poison. What are you doing? What are you trying to do? My brother did so much stuff to me, but he knew I had an imagination. My brother knew I believed everything he said. And he used to set me up, get me in trouble a lot. It's because I believed we 5 years apart. And that's always what happened to my brother. I believed everything he said. And one day, we used to be playing Nintendo, and he set me up and said, hey, guys, look, this is a water balloon. Look, this is a magic water balloon. I'm like, for real? He's like, it's magical. Whoever you hit with this balloon, you want to disappear and be anywhere in the world. I want to throw it. He said, no, don't throw it yet. Wait till the appropriate time. I was like, all right, cool. Put it in my little drawer. And we lived in an open door policy house. And you know, we black parents, you can't shut no doors now. You can't pay no bills. You can't shut no doors. And we used to try to shut the door and play the video game. I never forget, my mother was a ninja. But every mother was a ninja. I had to sneak up the steps on some Spider-Man type stuff. Mother saw the door open. She kicked the door down. When I say no closing this door, I told you, I turn that TV down. It's time you ought to go to bed. That's it. Game off. Get in the bed. My brother was down and said, hey, Bessie, now's the appropriate time. Do it. And my brother open that top drawer. I said, if I'm going to disappear on somebody, I'm going to get my money's worth. I looked my mother dead in the face and said, hey, idiot. I'm tired of you coming in our room, okay? You shut up and you give us our privacy right now. Pow! Hit my mother in the face with a water balloon. I turn around, my brother going down the hallway. He left me there alone by myself. I woke up inside now with a helmet and back in my arm. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for supporting. Appreciate y'all.
Real quick.
Everyone, my name is Shanice. I came from Miss Mallory from the Heritage Daycare Center. She put them on Instagram and see if anybody from previous parents or recent parents would like to come and join these schools.
Amen. Yes, that's the extra one. You can get the next one. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a Head Start teacher. I've been teaching Head Start since 2008. I have 2 girls, a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. I work at Day Spring Head Start. I have an associate's degree in early childhood education.
Amen. Thank you for coming. All right, so this feels like a good time to do a raffle. Before we get into our I did. Giveaway number 1. Giveaway number 1. Right at the top, it doesn't matter. Looks like me, I told you. Leslie. And I do want to plug that some of the gifts that we have today, Leslie, if you want to open your gift, like you believe that is one of our donated gifts. This has been such a blessing. We had moms who donated, other people that weren't single parents, but felt led to donate a ticket. So if you are here by way of donated ticket, please wave your hand. Yes, okay, so the book that Leslie received is from one of our other moms. Her name is Javon, and Javon could not be here today, but she absolutely sent a donated gift, and she sponsored 2 moms. So I want to just publicly say on camera, thank you, Javon. All right, so we're going to do one more, and this one requires some movement out of your chair. So, if you would look under your chair, somebody has a little gift, a little something. Am I supposed to move under my chair? Oh, yeah, Judith! You're supposed to make some noise. You're supposed to say, all right.
All right.
Yes, so what did you receive, Judith?
Like a gift card.
Yes. All right, so as we continue with the program, now we are going to get into the speakers, which is why we are here today. Yes. Oh, we're going to do that later. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, the first person that I want to bring to you guys is a person that has been such an inspiration and a role model to me when it comes to single parenting, Miss Tynese. I call her Miss Tynese because we go to the same church, and when I first came to STCF, Set the Captives Free, we had a single parent ministry, and she was such a vital part of that. And I never forget that I came at a time when I so needed it. And so it just gave me so many tools and life lessons that I needed to just start my journey at the time that I was beginning. But one of the things that I want to talk about, Tynese, before she comes and she talks about her story, there was a time when my daughter was going through medically. And there was a time when, because of that situation, you know, when your children go through medically, it can kind of throw a whole lot of things just off. You don't know whether you're coming or going. Your house is all disarray because you feel like, oh Lord, I just want to put all my time and attention into my child. So nothing else mattered at the time. You know, I was lucky if, you know, I prepared a meal because my mind was just so all over the place because I was so, you know, in mommy mode trying to just bring her back. And thank God it's been 2 years and she's been seizure free. She doesn't love that part. But one of the things that I remember, I don't know who coordinated it. I don't know how the women came to my house. But one day I opened the door and Tynese and some of the other ladies was at my apartment with some food. And they just came and they was just like, you know, we just gonna sit and we gonna fellowship, we gonna eat. We prayed that day. And I just felt as a new member of the church that I was a part of something. And I just felt that she didn't have to do it. The other moms that came out with her, the other ladies from STCF that came out with her, that was a long time ago, right? That was a long time ago. She was 3, so that was about 7 years ago. Yeah, it just was such a heartfelt moment to know that somebody was thinking about me. They was thinking about what I was going through at the moment. And that is my prayer and my hope for this group. As we continue to grow, I want us to take the engagement that we have online and continue to do things like this offline. My prayer is to turn this group into a nonprofit so that when we have new people like April who just relocated to the area, we can send a welcome basket. When we have a mom who might have had like a promotion on the job, we can send an edible arrangement or just something to just say, you know, sis, I see you. You know, welcome to the area. Congratulations on your new promotion or whatever it is. So that is my prayer, but that was a story about me and Tynese that I wanted to share. And so now I will introduce Tynese Pack.
What's going to be significant or what's really going to matter. So my story started when I was 15. And I had my son when I was 16. And my mother had her first child when she was 14. So of course, society says that there's now a cycle, as Joanna said, that they expect for us to continue. So in raising my son, it was very important for me that he not do what I did. And so a lot of the times people would say to me, you can't have that expectation of him because you did it, so he should be able to live. And there's nothing wrong with allowing our children to live, but God gave us a standard. And so, in my opinion, if we don't give our children Christ, we've already failed them. Because if you don't have God as your foundation, then what are you really building? You know, so we really, it was a big journey. I mean, at 16, I'm still trying to figure out who I am and what's left and what's right. And I thank God for my mother, who really taught me how to be a mother and all of the things that she went through and was dealing with. She taught me how to be, and I'm grateful. And I can say now that I am a nurturer. Just it's in me. As much as I don't like it sometimes, because I feel like it's a huge responsibility to nurture people, but it's what's in me, and I tried to get rid of it. I tried to act like it wasn't there, but it doesn't work. So I take it and I enjoy it and I appreciate it, but being a mother has been one of my greatest gifts. And the one thing that I would love to say to mothers who are raising sons is that in raising your son, don't always let it be your voice that he hears, because he doesn't learn to trust his own. And so in that, sometimes, you know, I used to always say, Michael would say, well, Mom, I want to do it. I'm like, well, are you sure that's what you want to do? I always made him question his own thought process, so that when he became an adult and he moved out on his own, he didn't trust what he felt. He didn't trust what he thought, because I always would say, well, are you sure? As if what he was thinking was wrong. So in raising our children, we do have to give them that room to fall down, bust their face open, and sometimes don't even go get the Band-Aids to bandage it up. Sometimes let them sit in it for them to really realize, you know what, that might not have been the best decision. Mama said something about that, and I really should have listened. And I know when your children hurt, it's another kind of a tug on your heart. But sometimes if we don't let them hurt, how do they learn not to do it again? You know, so give them some room to grow, give them some room to be, but also keep a close eye on them, but know which battles to pick. You can't fight everyone, because if you do, then they don't want to have anything to do with you, because you're always nitpicking, you're always fussing. And give them space to be free and honest with you. There were so many times where my son would say, well, Mom, and inside I'm like, oh my God, what is this child ready to say? Because I want to lay in this floor and die. And when he would open his mouth, sometimes I'd be like, oh my God, okay, he's really telling me he tried getting smoking cigarettes with his friends. Okay, how do I respond to this? And so my response was, you know, I appreciate that you're being honest with me, but please understand, had I walked up and caught you smoking the cigarette, the conversation would have went completely different. But because you trusted me to come and share with me, I would appreciate it if you would never do this again. Because if I catch you doing it, it's going to be a price to pay for it. So I made it clear that I didn't agree with it, but if you're going to do it, be prepared for whatever the consequence is going to be. And so we have to give our children boundaries, we have to give them standards. And one of the things I used to always say to him is, your word is your bond. And when your word is no good, then neither are you. And he was like, well, Mom, what does that mean? If you tell somebody you're going to do something, you do it. And if you can't do it, at least call and say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it, something came up. But be courteous to somebody else. We have to teach our children to treat people how we want to be treated. And we're in a day and age where people have no respect for anybody else's feelings. It's always, what's in it for me? It's about me. It's about, but what about loving the next person to us? So parenting has been a joy. It has been some days where I wanted to pull my hair out. One of my biggest fears, Cheryl asked, what was one of your biggest fears? And for me, it was not being able to show up for him. It's like, I'm young and I don't know what I'm doing, and how do you do this? And You're gonna make mistakes sometimes, but don't kill yourself emotionally because you made a mistake. It's okay. Erasers have pencils because they make mistakes. And God says he takes all of our stuff and he deals with it. And when God forgives us, we ask for forgiveness, find a way to pick up and to move on. So, as I said, I had my son when I was 16. And then around 23, I met a guy and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be great. This is gonna get married and life gonna be wonderful. Well, when you're not a whole person and you get married to another unwhole person, the foolishness that goes down. And so I found myself divorced after 6 years of marriage. And not one of those 6 years was like, yes, I'm married. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? And so after I had gone through a divorce, I made a decision in 2000 when I decided that I was going to leave, that I would not bring another person into my son's life until he moved out of my house. So for the last 17 years, I have been by myself. I have not even entertained having a relationship because I didn't want my son to have to pay for my poor choice a third time. He did it twice. And the emotional stuff that he had to go through, not even dealing with my own stuff, but trying to keep him together through all of my choices. Does that work for everybody? Maybe not. But I knew that for me, that is what was best. So my son is now 31. He's been married, it'll be 3 years in September 18th. And I have a grandson, and I have the best daughter-in-law on the planet. I love her as if she was my own daughter, and she is everything that a mother would want for her son. And I would say, as a mother, be prepared to cut the apron strings for your son. Because when your son finds that special someone, it is your responsibility to release him to her and let him be her husband first and your son second.
Wow.
Hard, but doable. And it helps when the young lady lets you see her heart and you understand that she loves your son for who he is, not what he has. She loves him for who he will be, and he can respect her, she can respect him. It makes it so much easier to back up and to let go. Don't be that mother who they don't call you a mother-in-law, but they truly call you a mother-in-law. Because you're the in-law, you always have something to say. There are boundaries. The word says that when a man finds a wife, he leaves his mother and father and he cleaves to his wife. So I am no longer the number one person in his life. I'm now number two.
Wow.
And it's okay for me to be number two. It's okay. Why? Because he now lives in the house that they have created. Her prayers now cover him. My prayers are secondary. When he was in my house, I could pray and I could talk to God and, oh God, do this. Well, now, my prayers might not make it anywhere. Why? Because he's in her house now. They're in a house that they created together, and I respect that. There are sometimes that I don't maybe want them to do something different with my grandson, but that's not my place. So as a parent, you have to know the boundaries and never make your daughter-in-law feel like she's the second-class citizen or she's not doing the right things. Give her the space to grow and learn and let them create their own life together. So parenting has its ups and its downs, but I think when your children are old enough and they can articulate, wow, Mom, I thank you for the sacrifices that you made for me. You might not hear it all the time now, but when they say it, and they get what you went through for them, it is such an amazing feeling. So for my son to say to me, I was looking for a house, and the first house I saw, I was like, oh, this is good. And he says, no, that's not it. I'm like, well, why not? He says, you deserve more. about it. And so when I found the house, I went and I looked at it. He says, let me see it. And I showed him the picture and he said, now that's selfish. That's the one for you. You can be selfish now. And I didn't realize that I had never been selfish because all of my sacrifices were about him. So it was in October, I had lunch with my girlfriends and they said, well, now that your son is gone, he's married and you're single, you just bought a house, what are your dreams for you? And I was like, I don't know. And so I had to think back that all of my prayers for the last about 20 years had been about, God, I thank you that you will bring a wife to him, that he will be able to be her king and she'll be his queen. And all of my prayers were about him. I never prayed about the relationship that I wanted to have with my husband.
Yes.
So in raising your sons, don't forget about you. And raising your daughters, don't forget about you. Because they're going to grow up. They're going to move on. And you don't want to be standing there like I did saying, now what? Keep on pouring into yourself. Find things that you like to do and help them understand that it's a shared time. Mommy loves you, but mommy still needs some me time. And it's okay to say the first weekend of the month is yours, the second weekend of the month is mine, and they have to understand it's give and take because we're teaching them how to function in life. It's never going to be all about them. So when we give up everything and we teach them that it's all about them, they expect other people to do the exact same thing. So it's almost like we're setting them up for failure. So just continue to love your kids because that's the important part. And kids want structure. That you're not always going to be the good person. It's not. Sometimes you're going to be the bad cop.
Yes.
And most days, if you're a single parent, you're the bad cop. And it's okay. Because Jesus don't have a problem checking us.
Right.
He will check us in a minute. The Holy Spirit, when you go somewhere you got the minutes going, you'll get that check and you'll be like, oh, that might not have been the right thing to do. Well, the same thing we got to do. You can't always give them, press pass. No. I need you to understand that when you walk out that door, there's another level of responsibility for you. You can't do what you want. You can't say what you want. There are rules and regulations in the house and the same thing outside of the house. And when you walk out this door, you are representing me. And when I walk out the door, I am representing you. So we are a representation of each other. I don't ever want anybody to look at you and think, oh my God, look how she let her child go. No, I want them to look at you and say, wow, she must be a good mom. He looks well, he's got well manners, he acts like he has some. That's a compliment to you. I remember when my son went on a job interview with a girlfriend of mine. And after the interview, she called me and she says, oh my God, your son made such an impression in the interview. He said, yes, ma'am. He said, no, ma'am. And the lady was so impressed. He has the job. And I said, wow, God, thank you. Because all of his little friends used to say, yeah, no. And at my house, you weren't allowed to say that. You had to say, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. And it used to irritate him, too. Nobody else has to say it. Well, you don't live at anybody else's house. Exactly. And if you want to do what everybody else do, you pack up what you paid for.
Right, that's right.
Right. But this is how we do it here. And in here, there's a standard. So don't lower your standard to make your child comfortable. There's a reason that you are the parent. God expects that you would guide them back to him. It says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they're old, they won't depart. They're going to trip in the middle of it. But don't get it. They're going to trip in the middle, because I trip. They're going to trip. However, if you put it in them, God has something in them to be able to draw them back to him. So keep Christ first. Let him be the third chord in raising your child. And when your husband comes along, know how to fall back. Not be in control. Not have to drive the bus all the time. Let it be okay for him to come in and be a help. You help him, he help you. but don't get so caught up. And if you're married, you still have to find the balance between your husband and your son and not taking sides, because you and your son have been, the two of you together as a family for a long period of time, and now the husband comes in and you want to say, well, he can't tell him that, but then why'd you marry him? So it has to be that level of balance. And the last thing I want to say is, if you feel, when your children get to the age of dating, well, I'm sorry, when you're in that place where you're dating, if you would not want your child to date the person that you are about to see, why is he good enough for you? If you know that you would be, if she brought him home, you'd be looking at him like, oh no, he ain't it. Oh no. Like, I don't even know what he don't do this, he don't do that. Then why are you talking to him? Why are you entertaining him? Because your children will choose what they see you choose. So thank you for my time. I didn't do a lot of the fun stuff that I was supposed to do. I did graduate from high school with my class. The teachers told me I wouldn't do it, but I was determined that to show her that I would, so I graduated on time. I did go to college, but then raising my son became top priority. So I had to put everything that I desired on hold so that I could be everything that he needed me to be for him.
I have a question.
Yes.
I actually have two. Oh, and your notepads are for you to write down anything that sticks out to you, and then you can share it on Facebook or write down any questions that you might have for all of our panelists. Two questions. How hard was it for Michael to grow up without his dad? And what is the relationship between you and him now?
Michael growing up without his dad, it was a huge challenge. He desired to know his dad, to have a relationship with him. However, his father and his father's family chose not to. So God brought in substitutes. You have to be open to have mentors for your children, male or female. And it's okay to ask for help. Nobody has all the answers. You're not perfect. You're not going to dot every I, cross every T. It's not going to happen. So, you have to give them the space to grow and to learn, and be okay and ask for the help. And now, Michael and I did go through a really hard patch. He was dating a young lady that I was not in agreement with because I knew she did not love him. And she was just using him to be a father to her child. And I was like, yeah, no, I didn't pray all these prayers for him to get shortchanged. Like, no, I don't agree. And so for a year and a half, him and I were at like two different ends of the pool. I was in the deep end treading water, praying that it would end soon, and he was down in the shallow end, just standing there chilling, enjoying life. And so I was like, I can't endorse this because I don't agree with it. And so I just waited. I'm like, God, and I would see him, and we were like, good morning and good night, I love you. And that was pretty much about the extent of our conversation. And it almost killed me, but I said, God, I trust you, and I believe that you said you would restore our relationship. So when you said it, I'm going to stand on what you said, and I'm not going to change my position until you tell me to change it. And I said to him, I don't agree with this, and until God tells me something different, this is where I stand. And so we went for a really rough patch, but after he heard God for himself, he broke it off with her. And then him and I started talking, and he told me, he said, I sort of resented you for that. And I said, well, thank you for being honest with me, but I have to be the mother that God called me to be, and that doesn't always mean falling in line and doing what you want me to do and making you feel good. So after he got through that, we're back to where we were. We are best friends. Most people don't understand our relationship because there is nothing that he can't come and tell me, and there's nothing that I can't go and tell him. We are very close. I talk to him all the time. We never part each other's presence without saying I love you. And he's like a best friend. I am his best friend after I am his mother. And even though he's grown and on his own, I will still check him.
Amen.
At a moment's notice, I will give him a look like, have you lost your mind? But that's what we do. That's what we do. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. Thank you.
You survived.
I did. Butterflies in the stomach.
Yes. So if anybody would desire any desserts, we do have some over here. I know that if you guys want. And please feel free to use your notepads to jot down any comments that the panelists are saying that might stick out to you. Jot down any questions that you might have.
That's Alicia.
Alicia! Yes, thank you, love. Next panelist that is coming to bless us right now with how she overcame obstacles with raising her son is Ms. Tanya Stanley. And before I let Tanya take the mic, or not take the mic if she doesn't want to, she is hilarious. I met Tanya, we were all co-workers, myself, Leslie, Alicia, Tanya. We all worked for the same company right up the street, Global Payments. And so one day Tanya came to my desk and we were just talking. And so she was like, you know what, Cheryl? She said, I love the group, but she said, I don't know why I'm in it. Because her son is older and, you know, he's out the house and he's doing all of his things. So she is a single mom, but not on an everyday basis. So I said to myself, I said, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to have to find something for those seasoned moms that now have kids that are no longer in their homes, and how can they be a blessing to the group? So that is why what I've learned Wednesday had came into play on the group, because it's an opportunity, even for moms that are still on the journey every day. It's an opportunity for the moms, especially the seasoned moms, like Deaconess Tanise and Tanya and Miss Mary, who have grown children that are no longer in the house, to kind of pour into the ones that are still doing this thing on a daily basis. Right? So when she told me, she was like, Cheryl, I don't know why I'm in the group. I said, I got something. I said, I got something. But in her coming to my desk one day, and I shared with her the vision for this day, actually, she just began talking. And I promise you, it was one of those days where we didn't have a lot going on anyway in the job, and y'all know why. So work was like, yeah, whatever. So we had free time, and she came to my desk, and when I tell you, she stood there for about 30 minutes, and I was like, she gonna be my panelist. I was like, keep on talking, keep on talking. It was a divine setup. It really was. So when I inboxed her and I told her the vision for this day, I had to remind her about the conversation that we had at my desk that day, because she laid it all out right there at my desk. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce Tanya Stanley, who is an awesome, awesome woman. Come on, Tanya.
Cheryl is such a sweetheart. Can I just say thank you very much? She is so kind and has always had this warm, happy, positive spirit. Even when things were not going well, you know why, on the job. And you probably may or may not know, Global Payments said closure at the M.O.M.S Center. So we've gone through a lot of transitions, but in every single day, every time I saw Cheryl, she was always very positive, very focused. Her faith was strong. She never wavered. She stayed true to who and what she is, and that is a blessing, because not everybody can do such a challenging situation in that way. We saw the best and the worst of people in the midst of this transition, so I thank you for being the best of the best, because that is not an easy thing to hear, that your jobs are going to be lost and our lives are going to change whether we want to or not. Having had to have some changes in my life, you know, it didn't faze me in that way, because I've transitioned a lot in my life. I am originally from Brooklyn, New York. I have one son. We moved here to Maryland when he was 3. I come here to visit a friend who I went to high school with. She said, come to Baltimore. I came on Memorial Weekend, and just to get away. I said to my mom, I'm gonna just go visit Charlene just to see what's going on, get out of town. I brought my son, I brought my brother, and I said, come on, let's just go for the weekend. We went around, we saw everything, and I came back home, and all right, I'm moving. She was like, what do you mean you're moving? I'm moving. Me and Anthony are out. By August of that year, I packed every little thing that I had at the whopping age of 20 and relocated my son here. Didn't know nobody but Charlene. Didn't have no job. I literally, God is good, because I had $1,000 in my pocket. That's it. I paid the guy who moved us his little bit of money, and we stayed with Charlene for a little while. I stayed in the daycare. My mother said, first thing you need to do is go to unemployment and a temp agency. Went to a temp agency, they placed me at a bank. Within 2 weeks of being at the bank, they offered me a permanent position. And we've been rolling ever since. So it's been wonderful. It's been a challenge with relocating. And Cheryl asked me to explain why I decided to leave New York to come here. I've never married. My son's father, and good, bad, and indifferent, we've all experienced some things where if I'm not with you, I really don't want to do anything with him. And my thought process was, but he doesn't have anything to do with us. If we're not working out well, that doesn't matter. Well, I don't want to be with, I need to be with both of you. Well, look, sir. That's not happening. You've been tripping, and I can't do this, so I need to do some things for myself. I'm either going to be an active participant or not. So at the time that I decided to leave, he was not an active participant by choice. So I'm living with my mom. I had my son when I was 17. And if you know anything about moms, two women can't live in the same house at the same time. Right? There's always a clash, especially when the younger one is doing her own thing and coming into her own womanhood. Main issue was I tell the boy no, she tells him yes. I said no, you can't do this, and turn around, grandma gave it to me, and I'm like, driving me crazy. So I know I had to move. The cost of living here is cheaper. New York is ridiculously high price, and I figured if I needed to find a place where I could raise him, set my own rules, set the boundaries, I am his mom, establishing the mom role. Do it in a way that's going to be better for him, for me, for the family, even with those people who are, you're not going to make it, you're going to come home, we're just waiting for the call for you to mess up so they can tell me that I told you so, and you're just going to move back home, and it's never going to work. Knock on wood, we've been here ever since. I have never moved back home. I've never asked for money. I've never asked for anybody to do for me. God has blessed me with some wonderful, awesome people that I have met along the way, that when I needed something, if something was going on, someone, miracle, would just show up and share with me a thing that I needed to do or something I needed to go to. I had this coworker, her name is Francine Churchill, I'll never forget her. I worked at the Bank of Baltimore, downtown. And she said to me one day on a really, really bad day, come go eat a lunch on Wednesday. And I said, sure, what's the matter? She said, I need you to come we go lunch. We're gonna walk. We walked Franklin Street to New Psalmist Baptist Church. And Reverend Thomas, at the time Reverend, he's the bishop now, had lunchtime services on Wednesdays. And it was like a godsend to me and helped me get through so many different things because I was able to pray. And it seemed like every time I went, he knew whatever I was going through at that time, whatever voice I needed to hear, he spoke right then. And I'm like, okay, it confirmed I'm on the right path. It confirmed I did the right thing. It confirmed that whenever everybody else said I wasn't going to make it with my son by myself in a new city, that I was going to be okay. Fast forward, he is now 32. He has beautiful babies, my babies. Love him to death. Shy is older, and I mentioned Shy earlier. He's 14 now. If I said 13, he'll kill me if he thought I said 13. He's 14 now. He is the son of a former girlfriend of his. I've known him since he was 18 months old, so he is my first love. And then I have Archer, who's 7, Alana, who's 5, Aaliyah, who is 19 months, and Ace, who's the newborn baby, and I don't have a picture of him up. But my son and I grew up together. I was a baby myself. I didn't know anything, but I knew that he deserved to have a good life. I knew that I needed to put people in his path to help him. So he was in sports. He did karate. He did baseball. He did football. I saw a post Leslie put out on Facebook not long ago, a couple of days ago. Her son was on a team and he got hurt. And she's like in her head screaming, "Oh my God, my son is hurt!" And she runs out to him. His glasses fell off. He done, knocked over. He looked like he is really done. Look where he jumped up, brushed himself up, put his glasses back on, and went back in the game. And she's like, "Oh my God, my only child." It's a boy thing. As a mom of a boy, we have to be tough. We have to know that they're going to knock themselves down. They're going to, tumble. They're going to fall. We can't be wimps raising a boy. You can't be truly emotional in front of them raising a boy. You have to be able to stick and move with them because they're going to run right over you if you don't. You have to be tough. As Tiny said, you have to be the one that's going to yoke him up when there's nobody there to grab him by his shirt collar and say, "Look at here." Let me tell you something. You're not, wait, look at here. He's looking up at him. You have to be able to walk with him and be able to stick and move. I remember this one time, my son got caught smoking. Mom came and told me that he was smoking with her niece. The little kids heard about it. I knew somebody who worked at Woodlawn Precinct. A friend of mine who was a cop. We sent him down to the precinct. They called every patrol car out in the sector. Come on, because this one here got caught. He getting ready to wash your car. He never smoked and got caught again. You have to be that mom who will dig deep. He will bring out the best in you. Because what was I thinking about when y'all were making wash cars? It came out, nope, you're going to do this. And you have to trust and believe that he's going to fall in line. You can't always be different. You cannot. You have to be the tough guy. You have to be that person who, without having a dad, you're doing both jobs. He has to garner that respect for you. But one thing I did learn is that you, in the midst of all of it, be his biggest cheerleader. Be his biggest advocate. Be that person that no matter what, he knows, good or bad, you're going to tell him when he's wrong, but you're going to have his back. He needs to know that you have his back on a day-to-day. I was telling Tiny when we got here, my son had, he's random. He just, when you see me and the way he was when he was younger, and to see him now, you're thinking that's not really your mother because you don't appear to be who she is. My son is so opposite of me. He went out, football team, and he's played all high school and JV, varsity, and they're all a team, and they decided they were going to go to a tattoo party. He's late for curfew because he's getting his tattoo done. I'm like, "Where are you, boy?" I hear a lot. What you doing? You supposed to be home an hour ago. "Mom, I went to a tattoo party." Now, first of all, if you're really close with your son, he's going to be honest. Right. Because you already told him, if you don't tell me, I'm going to find out anyway. Right. So it's better that you tell me up front, so I don't have to find out later. You tell me now, and then, the consequences are going to be different. So don't lie to me, because I'm going to find out. And I don't look. I never look. Stuff has always come to me. So, but if you have a good relationship with them, they come out. He's like, "I'm out to a tattoo party." I was like, "You went to a tattoo? Look at my tattoo." And he's pulling down his shirt to show me this tattoo. "I don't want to see this tattoo, boy. Where did you get the money for this tattoo?" Because I know I didn't give you any money for the tattoo. And I couldn't figure out why he did this. He said, "Mom, look, my name is on his back." And I'm horrified because it's red, it's thin. "What did you do this for? I can't believe you put my name on your back. Boy, were you crazy? Why did you do that?" He said, "You're the only one who has my back." Wow. And at that moment, you're like, wow. Boys don't share with you like we talk. We're going to tell you the world about how we feel. He showed me. And while I didn't agree with it, and I let him know I didn't agree with it, when you are there for your son, when you are that person that they see and know care for them. They show you. I said, well, what you gonna say when your girlfriend sees you? You got this name Tanya in your back. And he's like, yeah, and it's my mother. And before there was a you, there was a Tanya. And you saying that to say what? So you have to accept their way of showing you love. Their way of showing their appreciation, because they don't show it the way we would show it. It's a different dialogue. It's a different way of being and thinking. I've had to have men around. His coaches were phenomenal. If I had to think about it, the men, my brothers, my stepfather, the men who had been in his life, if he was to take the best parts of all of them to create who and what he is outside of me, then I thank God for it. Because he can talk to me and tell me, I don't care if people say I'm a mama's boy, that's right, I'm a mama's boy. But he's a man of his own. He stands on his own. He makes his own choices. He makes his own decisions. I don't agree with everything. I don't. But in doing so, he says, but you help me to be who I am. To hear when they tell you, thank you, I'm good. And I often apologize to him because I didn't always know. 16, 17 years old, raising a son, you do not have a clue. And I think about it, oh my God, I was just really stupid. I was really young. But I had a goal. Let me take care of my son. Let me make a life for him. These things were important to me. Food on the table, clothes on his back, make sure he's in school, make sure he has the right tools. If I had to not have packed lunch for the week so I could buy him cleats, I needed to do that. Because that is what he needed to have at that moment. Instead of putting him in Woodlawn, I put him at Banneker because their fees were different. You know what I mean? Let me see what kind of people that I can bring around him that are positive to add to what I do. Church mentorship programs. We've done it all. Let me tell you. We've done it all because I knew it took a village. I could not do it by myself. So take the help. Talk to people. Share. Learn. Dig deep. And listen. Be willing to listen to them because they have real strong feelings about who and what they are going to be in the world. You are the first example of a woman to him. He's going to compare everybody that he meets with you. Absolutely. Honest to goodness. When my son was 7, he said, Mommy, I'm going to go out and play. Because thank God I had gotten to a place where he could go out and play and ride his bike. You know what I mean? You can't. He could ride his bike. He had friends. They knock on each other's doors. It's different from Brooklyn. We ain't going outside to play. You need people with you. So I said to my mom, God, thank God for my mother, because I think before we had the cell phone with unlimited data and talk, oh man, I was burning up, calling New York every other weekend or whatever. And at 7 years old, he's like, I'm going out to play. I said, my mother, what do I do now? He doesn't really need me like that. So she says, find something for you to do. So I decided to go back to school. I went to, at that time it was the College of Notre Dame. They had a weekend college program because I didn't want to be out at night with him because he had school, all of that. So I took 5.5 years going to school on the weekends to get my undergrad. I would have someone watching on Saturdays from 8 o'clock until 3. I was at school on Saturday. So I sacrificed most Saturdays. And their program was excellent because you had 2 Saturdays skipping Saturday, 2 Saturdays skipping Saturday. So on my skip a day Saturday, that was him. That's all him. He's like, Mommy, what are you doing? I said, Mommy has to go to school because Mommy needs her degree and it will help me to get better jobs and things of that sort. So he watched me work full time, get him to school, homework, PTA, his stuff, and then get my degree. So when I got my undergrad, it was a wonderful thing. Then I decided many years later to get my master's. And I did go back to Notre Dame and got my master's there as well. I'm a business major. That's always what I've been doing. So he's watched the progression. So when he and his live-in partner with their babies had their challenges, and he's thinking, why doesn't she do? Why doesn't she want? Why doesn't she? Why doesn't she? My mother did. What's your problem? It's a double-edged sword, right? Because he watched me dig deep. My motivations were different. My desires were different. There was a whole different thing. She's like, look, it's the two of us. She probably was just by herself. It's a different thing. He had to learn the difference. You are the model of who he sees as a woman. And he picked some people who were similar to me, not quite similar, but you know what I mean. I didn't always agree with his choices of partners. I did not agree with some of the things that he did. Sometimes I'd be like, can he just be extraordinary? Why does he have to do typical man stuff? Ratchet stuff men can do sometimes. And I'm like, can you like rise the level? Come on, rise. I know it's in there thinking. And sometimes he'll do something amazing. Like when she had his last baby, he called me and said, don't you want the kids? No. No. He needed the babies had to get to school and all of that. He called me and I said, why are you calling me? I'm just dropping them off to school. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. The baby's in. He said, she need to come home. I didn't realize how much she was doing. Yes, it's a different level, with them now. He's got to appreciate that there's more to being a mom than just being a mom that you think. He needed to really dig deep. I think that for our relationship then to now, we have had our challenges. There were times that I didn't like my son. I love him dearly. But there were days and challenges you probably know for yourself. I don't like him. I don't know who you are. I don't like you. But they are different. And then we go through our moment. We get back on track. And the love is still there, no matter what is happening. Recently, he had a conversation with me. While I've never been one that's always been in his face, she'll never be able to say she's that mother-in-law, never. Because I've always stepped back. I'm going to give you, you're the woman, do your thing. And I've even said to my son, you're having conversations with me that you should have with your significant other. I am not that person, I'm your mom. I need to be far removed. So yes, you do need to decide a space and time when you let your son go. Because you cannot be the primary person in his life. I'm actually number 7. When you think about it, because you have other priorities. I'm number 7, and I'm good with that. I'm good with that. There's no animosity, no jealousy in that. I've raised him to be who and what he is, and he's made his own choices. So I have to be proud of where he is right now. But he and I had a conversation again with still the willingness to be open, the willingness to communicate. And he says to me, sometimes when I call you, I don't want you to tell me what you want me to do. I just want you to listen. So if I have to impress upon anything else, be willing to listen to your sons because they have a lot to say. You are their confidant. They can't go to other people, other guys to share with them what they can share with their mom, and their mom can hold it in confidence. So be that person. And I don't think anyone here has done this, but I do have to say it. Never talk bad about your son's father to him. Oh, yeah. Never. Don't ever do that. Because while you are the model of mom, of the woman for him, he, in his flaws, because we're all flawed, is the model of a man for him first. He has to figure out if his father is a, we'll leave that blank. Let him figure that out for himself. Don't feed into that. Don't put that in him. Don't make him feel like he's like his dad. Yes. Don't ever do that. That will be the worst thing that you could ever do to any boy child. To say the words, you are just like your father. I've never done that. I've heard people do that, and it is a hard thing to do to a boy, to put that weight on them about their fathers. That's not fair. It's not fair. Because you're angry with him for a thing does not mean you take it out on the boy. That's not his fault. So I don't think anyone here is doing that, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I can't think of anything else that I would share.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Growing up, did he show you any kind of attitude about his dad not being there, and the fact that he was removed from New York? Was there any kind of
when he was 4?
Okay.
I don't know. And, when you're here, you're just moving here. In New York, you don't need a car. So I didn't have a car when I first moved here. We taking a bus everywhere. You know the bus system, back and forth. I think that kind of scarred him because now he's had 20 cars. in his life. You know, those generational things, he got to work some stuff out. Right. So one day he had to be about 5. And I have to remind him that the babies are just like him in their intuitiveness. So he said to me, why we had to move here at 5? Why we had to move here? I said, well, you know, we need a place to live. You have your own room now, and we can go visit grandma, we can go visit, you know, papa, we can go see them. And he thought about it for a second, and he said, so when I grow up, and I don't need you no more, I'm moving back to New York. And I said, okay, fine, whatever. So I reminded him of that story, and he was like, yeah, 5, I was able to think of that. I think, yeah. He wasn't resentful, but after having that conversation, he settled into it a little bit more. He has a good relationship with his father's family. I've never kept him away from them. They've come for birthdays, we've come, back and forth. He knows his auntie, he knows his granny. There's nothing they wouldn't do for him. His dad, that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic. I've encouraged active engagement between the two of them. Am I saying it right? Yeah. But see, then the man always decides that he wants to engage me. Right. I choose to not engage, and that incites more. Because when you fall back, they want to, and just to see if they can get at you, and I'm like, it's not really about me, it's about him. Can we focus? I need us to focus. Can you stay focused on him? This is not really about me. He literally, to this day, continues to try to engage me. I'm like, oh, it's 30 years later. I'm not really sure what your issue is now. I'm still concerned. Can you fix your stuff with your son? Right, and leave me out of it. So when Anthony got to be of age, that he can communicate with him on his own, I was like, thank the Lord. Because I don't have to be in the middle of it. But his dad continually wanted to put me in it. To the point where, and he said to me, stop feeling bad about my father. Stop. Because I would say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that he couldn't. It's him. It's not, he was able to see for himself where some of the challenges were. It wasn't anything that I was doing, it was him that was preventing a lot of it, even now. So when they did communicate a little bit when he was younger, he was a little resentful of me because his father put it in his head young that I kept him from him. I moved. I'm gonna say it out loud. I moved stupid. Get over it. Greyhound, Amtrak, BWI to JFK. I'm sorry. You have a way to get here. I moved. I need you to drive 95 south. I need you to get tolls. Can you pay right? I need you. Can you do something for a change? I'm sorry. That was a moment. For a little bit he wasn't resentful. As he matured and as he got to know his dad a little bit better, as I stayed quiet and didn't feed into it, as I continued to be who and what I am, he started to see the differences in the stories. Because we all have a story. So he was able to compare. As an adult now, he's able to say yes, and that's on him. And if he needs me, he'll talk to me and they'll work it out. I'm staying island. That's a man's conversation. That's separate from my mom. Yes. That's a man-to-man conversation. So that's to come. I'm sure that God will fix that when it's time. I'm praying to stay out of it. I really am. But my son is a wonderful person. He has a good heart. He reminded me to let him fall when he needs to fall, because I always want to fix it, because he's my son. I said to him, if I could take away some of the things that hurt him, I could. As a mom, we always want to take away, but I have to remember to let him fall. And it hurts to let him fall. But he needs it, because
because it's from his own character building. It's his own strength and his own faith that has to be built up. He has a family who's now watching him. You know, and I'm hoping that the things that I instilled in him, he will pass on to them. It has been, when Cheryl said, come speak, I'm like, oh, I gotta remember. Because I block. You live in life, you don't really think about it in that way. But it has been a wonderful experience. Still, I just say, if nothing else, be his biggest champion. Be that person who has his back no matter what. Good, bad, and indifferent. Listen to him, share with him, love him, but then be willing to let him go, because he's only ours for a moment. In the world scheme of things, my window of time with him is short in that way, because he's going to find his own way. And the fact that he's a man, his thinking is different than ours anyway. He sees you as a woman as he gets older. So it's not just your mom, it's a different thing. Girls are going to cling to their moms, boys don't, not in that way. But it's good. And the kids are wonderful. I have such joy. I'm glad that I'm able to run and work with them and do well with them. And they are just as sweet and happy and bright and self-aware. And a lot of that girl right there. We butt heads like it's nobody's business. But I have to say, I have not been around girls. I'm the oldest of 5. I have brothers. So I'm always around boys. So having girls in my life, it's just wonderful. But to have a man, woo! She's timing up. But I don't have anything else to share. Any questions? Any other questions? You survived? I survived, right? All right, let's do a giveaway before we bring on our last panelist. And this one is actually not a giveaway. This one is for our newest mom to the group and to Maryland. Come on up, April. So I knew you were coming to the area, so I just wanted to give you something on behalf of the moms to say welcome to Maryland. Yes, you can open. Thank you, sweetie. I will.
I was just thinking about taking up scrapbook.
Oh, yeah. And it's a keepsake box for y'all to preserve your Maryland memories. And our videographer, Barrington, said that you and your family get a free photo. Everybody feeling good? Yeah. Was the food good? Yeah. Yes, okay. Are you guys learning? Are we taking it all in? Are we jotting down some notes and some nuggets? Yes, good, okay. All right, so our last panelist is Sister Treya Cook. And a quick story on how I met Treya. She is the founder of Christian Culture Clothing Company. And I remember when you had, I believe it was your flagship fashion show at Jazzy Studios, which was at the Owens Mills Mall, which is no longer there. My daughter models, but at the time, I think my daughter might have been only 5 or 6 or something like that. So when she wasn't in shows, I was always like, okay, come on, Therese, you gotta go, and just so you can sit and watch. You know, it's important for her to do, but it's also important for her to watch. So at that moment, she wasn't in the show, but I felt that it was important for her to just come and watch the other models. We had other friends that were in the show that were models for Treya. And I'm big on relationships, and I'm big on when I find somebody that I like and that I connect with, I want to follow them, I want to friend them on Facebook. And I've just been following and friending you on Facebook ever since. And so when I came up with the idea to have this, and when God gave me the download, when God, she'll get into all of that, when God gave me the download to have this event, and I knew once I polled the moms last year about what are some of the topics that you guys want the single moms group to focus on, raising a son and raising a son alone were 2 of the things that actually intrigued the group the most. And so right away, the download of people about who I wanted to be the panelists came right to me. And so I thank God that you ladies said yes.
I remember I was in the parking lot of my job and I was on the phone with Trey and I was just like, Trey, I gotta have you for this event. I was like, I need you just to, show the moms that yes, we can get married. We don't always have to think that we're gonna be single moms forever. So that is the encouragement piece that I wanted to add into this group. This might be our season for now, but we don't know what God has for us down the line. If you want it, you pray about it, you usher it in, you stay in the will of God, and prayerfully, hopefully, it'll all come to fruition. So I just want to say, sis, I'm so proud of you and your closing line, and without further ado,
Oh my God, I'm so encouraged. I'm totally inspired. Like, I'm the youngest on the panel. And I was thinking, like, oh my God, what do I have to give, as a young woman? But I know I had so much to receive. Because my son, I'm sorry, I'm going to cry. I cry every time I got to speak. But my son is 5, as you can see. So I learned what it's going to be like. I'm like, oh man. If we go to a tattoo party with all these tattoos on me, I'm telling you, I had a pass. But I didn't want him to do the same things I did. So I caught those nuggets. I was catching them. I was bagging them up for the future. Thank you for that. Trying to get time for real. My story begins with basically, I was a young girl who was misunderstood and rejected. Many of us have a story. And I was running away from parenthood. Like, I was always the one to say, a person cannot come out of my body. Like, for real, like, I don't know how, but I'm so scared. I was petrified of the act of giving birth. That was one of my fears, okay, growing up. So I was like, I'm gonna die when I grow up. I'm gonna die. So for years, I ran from giving birth until I met a guy who I fell in love with one day when I went out to try to find myself out of town in Miami. And I met this guy, his father. My son's name is Harlem, and his father and I met in Miami on a trip. We were both from Baltimore. We both bought a last minute ticket, and it was kind of like, oh, hey, well, we can get to know each other here, but I'm leaving you here, or we can wait till we get home. And I ended up falling in love with his dad, and we were in love. So I thought we were going to get married. I thought he was the one, and he ended up not wanting the same relationship with God that I wanted, because that's one thing that I had growing up, that I'm grateful that my parents instilled in me, a relationship with Christ. So I had to make a choice with him. I ended up pregnant, and you know how pregnancy really bring out the real in your relationship. So I ended up like, oh, so I'm pregnant and we really not as cool as I thought we were. Like, even though it was 5 years of a relationship, that kind of brought out the pimple on the skin. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take it for what it's worth, but I'm going to either keep being the girlfriend, or do I really want what I imagined? I was so afraid of giving birth, and I was afraid of being alone while giving birth and having to raise a child single. That was both of my fears. So I had to face my fear. And one day I caught him cheating again and again and again, and I was like, well, check it out. I have a baby right here, and you're awesome, but I really, like, I can't do you and him. Like, I mean, can I get some, like, man up in you? Like, I need more security, more stability. He deserves it. And I thought that, a baby would have made us closer, but a baby wedged us and showed us how different we really want our lives to be. So I faced that because I wanted the best for my son. Giving birth really snapped something in my head that I was no longer selfish. I was no longer self-centered and self-absorbed. I mean, I lived my life. I gave birth at 29. But I've always said as a child, like when I get 30, when I was in my teens and I was doing my thing, I said when I get 30, I'm just going to settle down. I had no idea that I spoke my own existence, you know, and the power of the tongue thing. And so then 29 years old, I had my son. He changed my life forever. Just looking at his eyes, I knew I owed him so much more than what I was out there doing. I mean, I'm telling y'all, I was out there. And I wanted him to see something better. And so I left his father on faith. And one day I just said, I can't do this anymore. And you have to leave. Like, you have to leave. And he was like, okay. And he found a place, y'all. When I tell you, he found a place in 24 hours. And I wasn't expecting that. I wanted a little fight, but I was like, okay, well, God, you up to something, because how did he pack up on a Saturday and be out by Sunday and never came back? I'm talking about to this day. You know, never looked back, but it was God. Because I made up in my mind that I'm going to wait on God for my good thing, and I'm going to be someone else's good thing, and I'm no longer going to settle for this life of being the other woman or one of many women. Like, I mean, to say that he cheated on me is almost like, you didn't cheat on me. I was never really in anything substantial anyway. So, you know, I had to grow up, and God called me to a life of purity. And so I knew nothing about purity. I knew nothing about celibacy. I knew nothing about abstaining from sex. And so I was like, okay, God, I don't know what this purity thing looked like. I don't know. I'm not a spokesperson for it. I'm like a work child. And he was like, I want you to make a group on Facebook. And I was like, okay, after all I did, like all I did in my life, you want me to start a movement? He was like, yeah. So I struggled with it, y'all. I was like, I'm not doing it. I made the page, but I didn't launch it. So I was on Facebook, and one day, when I tell y'all, my son was an infant, and I would cry on the floor because I wanted his father to come back at a certain point. I was going through withdrawals, and I was like, oh my God, Lord, this pretty hurt. Like, I was on the floor crying. Once I put him to sleep, it was like my time, because I didn't want him to see me crying. Even as an infant, as a toddler, I did not want my son to know that I was so hurt. I was so broken. I was so lonely. I was disappointed for me, for him, and for him. And I was like, oh my God. So I remember crying all night. I remember wanting to die. I was literally like, God, if you don't take me through this, I'm going to lose it. I mean, it was times I wanted to give up. I mean, I would take my son to my son's father's house while he had another woman in the house. Yes. And I was outside of the house just asking him to be a father. I mean, I went through a lot of brokenness because I had a soul tie with that man. That I was just like, God, I know you called me to purity, but I just need to see it. I need to hurt again. I mean, I just need to really hurt one more time, and then I get out of my system. And God guided me through that. And I thank God, because I made the Facebook page. And one day I posted on my personal page, I said, listen, y'all, if y'all are single, raising babies, tired of being somebody's girlfriend, tired of giving yourself to somebody who is not your husband, you're broken, you're tired, join me in this group. And all I know is, next thing, I got alert. Because I never put anybody in it personally. Everybody is a private group. Everyone who's a part of it has over 350 people from all over the world right now. And literally, everyone has asked to be a part or have asked me to add them because they were like, I don't know how to do all that. But it was amazing how that one act of faith brought me. And I was like, God, how could you use someone who went through so much? But God uses those that have the worst past or who are the least credible to make them so greater and do so many great exploits with them. And I was like, wow, God, you really are a restorer. You really are a God of a second, third, fourth chance, but that you make something out of nothing. You take our brokenness and you make it beautiful, and this is my story. And so God gave me Christian Singles Waiting on God. It's a movement. And I teach people how to go through the process because I went through the process. And we encourage one another. You know, we put out real things. I was even forming groups where we had meetups and everything like that. I'm even trying to get chapters in Chicago, because I noticed where different people have like the most amount of people in that city. So I'm trying to inform it that we'll have chapters in different parts of the group. And people have even gotten married. Like in the group, they have met each other, and they are success stories in the group. And it's not for me, it's God getting the glory, because I mean, I didn't want to do it. And that held me accountable. Being over that group kept me pure. It kept me sanctified. It kept me focused because I had people that were counting on me. And so one day in church, I'm minding my business, and my husband come along, and he's playing with my son. My son at the time was 1.5 years old, and he was like the church baby. He was the smallest one at that time, so I didn't pay him no mind. It was like he was everybody's baby. And they formed this relationship that I didn't notice until one day Harlem was gone with his father. And he was like, hey, where's your son? I got a toy. And I was like, oh, I'll take it. I'll give it to him. And he was like, no, it's okay. I'll give it to him next time I see him. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, so I was like, oh, that's weird, but okay. So I was over the young adult ministry at my church, amongst a couple other things. But I started forming us together. We started doing things. And one day, it seemed like this was like our third outing, and everybody backed out. Everybody backed out. And I was like, really? Like, y'all just gonna back out? And I'm at the church waiting, and he was at the church waiting, and nobody else was there. And I had told God I'm not dating, but at this point, I'm like 2 years into my period walk. And I wasn't entertaining anybody. I was focused on God, and my prayer was, God, if you take my heart, I want someone to actually have a relationship with you so much that they will go to you to get me. And then you present us. And that's exactly how he did it. This guy ended up going out with me. His name is John. And he was the elder, well, he was a deacon at the time, but he was an elder in training. And he was a sound man. And I was on praise and worship. And he would be in the back, and I was in the front. I never saw him, y'all, except for, hello, can I get my DVD, CD, and everything? You know, was never interested. I was hidden. I was really hidden. And then that opportunity came where we bumped into each other at a youth event, and we had to go out together because I was like, hey, you're here, I'm here, but it's not, you know, I didn't say it was not a date, but I was just like, please, Lord, don't let it be like that. But we went out, and we were supposed to go bowling, and he was like, do you want to go bowling? I said, yeah, sure, but I don't know how to bowl, so he said, let's go to the movies instead. We watched Kevin Hart. And he was laughing all over me like, ah. And I was like, oh, don't talk about that. And I was like so uncomfortable. I was like, oh my God, Lord. Like, I was glad it was a comedy movie though, because it kind of broke the ice, but I wasn't laughing. I didn't think it funny. But needless to say, my son, I was worried about my son. I was breastfeeding. I was like, oh Lord, I got to get back on. Like, but he asked me at the end of the night, can he have my number so that he could call me to make sure I got my son in. Otherwise, he would not have had my number, because I was like, God, I'm not giving him my number. This is not a date. He's my brother in the Lord. And I gave him my number. And once I gave him my number, it was like, he was like, I enjoyed this, and I want to do it again. And I was like, sure, we'll do more youth, young adult things. And he was like, no, like me and you. And I was like, I'll ask the Lord. I'll get back to you. And, but I made sure he knew that I got home safely. And it's been, when I tell you, him and my son, my dream was that, my prayer and my dream was that someone would fall in love with me and my son. Because they were getting a package deal. And when I tell you, he had his own relationship with him before I even knew him, which made it greater. And one thing that's funny, my son was only 1 year old. And he was leaving out of the church out the back door, and we was at the front. my son ran. He said, "Bye, everybody." And my son ran up to him from the front to the back of the church and was like, "Daddy, Daddy!" And I was like, "No." My son knows his father.
Yes.
He knows his father. Me and his father, I demanded a friendship with him. I was like, I had to forgive him, even though he never apologized for leaving or why he left or whatever the case may be. It was okay. He has a relationship with his father, but he called this man his father. So to me, I was like, my baby prophesied who he wanted. His child, his father. But it ended up that we ended up dating, in love, and one day on our third date, I was like, look, I'm walking a purdy walk. I'm not dating. I'm not playing. I'm not having sex into marriage. And he was like, okay, and kept eating his food. And before then, I actually got turned down. Like, people were like, lose my number. Like, that's okay. Like, what? Like, oh well, we'll never know. And I was like, never know what? We'll never know what it is. And I was like, you're crazy. So, I've been through that rejection. So I was already ready to pay for my own food and hit the door. So he was like, okay, I'm cool with that because I don't want nobody leading me. I'm trying to live right too. And I was like, oh my God, okay. And so I was like, we went on dating. We dated for 2 years. We got married a month before our 2-year anniversary. So my purity walk was like a 4-year stint. And he walked the journey with me. And my son he fights over him. Me and him, we fight over John's attention. Not in a bad way, but when we hug, he wants some, It's just a beautiful thing. And I'm learning because I would not have even settled for anything that my son didn't deserve. So I feel as though he asks me all the time, what happened with you and Dad? And I'd be like, well, it's a long story, but when you're going to get married one day, you have to find one woman, and you have to be faithful, and you have to find a woman that loves the Lord, and you have to get married to one woman. He was okay, and I stress that one woman thing. And he wants to get married one day, and he talks at 5 years old. He told me the other day, I want to get married to a white woman, Mom. And I said, a white woman? I was like, where you get this from? But he meant a light-skinned woman because he's looking at me. I'm darker, and he's darker, a little brown. And he said, well, I'm light-skinned because he's in love with this girl in his class. And then she's light-skinned. I said, do you notice she's not white? She's light-skinned. So he said, well, you married the light-skinned man. And I said, I didn't. It's not that light. But it's funny because everything that he sees me doing, he wants that out of life. And I was like, at 5 years old, I'm having this conversation for real about your skin tone of your wife. But it's so real. I know, right? Because I was like, I was praying behind him. I was like, Lord, but I'm thankful today that God took me from crying all night long to show me another way and a better way. And because I chose his way, he's now giving me a platform for purity. He even gave me a book that's coming out soon this year called Purity Proposal Promise, talking about the steps that he took me through to get the promise and how precious our purity is to him to get to that promise part. And we all want the promise, but we don't want the process. We want the promise, but we don't want the pain. We don't want the brokenness that we have to go through. And we don't want to wait. But waiting, that the scripture where it says to wait on the Lord and be of good courage. And even those that wait on the Lord shall have renewed strength. And how he renewed my strength and how I am soaring. And I'm going to that place, we're growing together, we're growing in ministry together, and it's just amazing. So my story just is enjoy the process of your singleness, because once I got my husband, all of that me time and our time, balancing wife time, ministry time, Harlem time, like, and even adding another one in the mix potentially one day. I'm like, how, Lord, I need your grace to show me how to manage this all. But everything that you're doing in your singleness is very important. Everything that you dream of, try to get those things accomplished. If it doesn't have anything to do with having a helpmate at that point, but do everything that you can for Christ and your singleness and enjoy that season. Even enjoy the healing in the season, because the healing was very important for me to not take baggage into my relationship with John. And you know, I had to empty me out, and even we had to break up at a certain point. We broke up for 90 days because I was still holding on to some things. So even when your partner comes and you may be taking a walk of purity, just understand that the true test doesn't come until the man comes. Then all of that purity is a process, and you felt to have to put that thing to the test. And there was times where I was very, very vulnerable and very in love and wanted to hug long. Right? You know, and so my husband speak. And the Holy Spirit is like, let go, daughter. And really and truly, it is a beautiful process, because one thing that I will end this with, no one got the trio that John actually married. No one had that. Yeah. I was totally new. Yes. I was a new creature. I was a new virgin. You know, I'm trying to be, you know, discreet. But I was totally made over, and no one got the John that I got in the world. Even though we both had pasts and we both had different relationships. Even he was in a marriage for like 90 days, and it was annulled years ago, but we got each other pure, and it was so beautiful, and God is now writing our story together. So that is my word. I thank y'all for letting me share.
I do. So how is it with your son doing the co-parenting thing, and is that an issue with his dad and your now husband? Like, how does that whole process look?
Well, my son's father, his biological father, was jealous. Like even like my sister said, he tried to nug at me to see if he still got something with me, even though I'm married. And so I had to put him in his place respectfully, and now he don't do that, but he tried that, you know, in the beginning of my marriage. And he's jealous because he's more into him, like he sees his biological father about twice a month, but his father's very, you know, there financially and whatnot, but that's what he's used to, being a father. That's what his father did with him. So, you know, he thanks God for John now, because I started to have to tell him, listen, you need to thank God for this man. I thank God for this man. Your son is in good hands. I could be with anybody. He could be learning anything. So he really do. I even have a picture with them at Harlem's last birthday party, and they were playing in David buses together. So I was thankful, because I put a lot of prayer on that thing, because I want us to be a good family where he can come to our functions, we can come to his function. I wish him the best, and I want him to wish me the best. And we are doing the best for Harlem. It's about him. So I'm grateful. Well, thank y'all.
Amen. And on that note, we'll give away her giveaway.
The lucky winner is Judith Carter.
part of the service where, not service, where if you guys can just, on your note cards or any sheet of paper, if you guys can just give me your honest feedback of the event, and if you can write down anything that you would like to see this group do further. I appreciate all of the feedback. I appreciate all of the input. It is not me alone, so I definitely want you guys to give me your input. And while you guys are writing, I'm just going to pass out some of my thank you cards. If anybody is in need of a photographer or a videographer, please see him at the end of the program. I definitely want to thank Takisha and Miss Mary, who were helping me behind the scenes come up with the menu for today. They were giving me some suggestions on what to fill in the gaps with, so I want to thank you two ladies for that. I want to publicly say on camera thank you to the people that donated tickets, my sister Tanise, Javon, Mallory, and Jankel Adams. Thank you guys for donating tickets. I appreciate it so much. All of you guys, thank you to the attendees. My church family is here. Everybody that goes to Sunday Catholic Spring Week, please wave. I love y'all. Y'all don't understand. Thank y'all so much. So that is the Single Moms Raising a Son Alone event. And I just thank y'all so much. God has been really good. I pray that everybody was encouraged, that you guys were strengthened through this event. You learned some things about what it's going to be like for those that are still on the journey with the kids at home. You heard two moms say what it's going to be like as they continue to get older. Treya, I know you have the youngest baby in here probably. So you definitely got some insight as to what things might transpire between you and Harlem. But I just thank you guys so much. So as you guys continue to fill out your cards, thank you.
The guest blogger, and she ended up reading the blog and like joining my group on Facebook. And she was like, "Hey, where are you from?" I said, "Maryland." She said, "I'm moving to Maryland in about 2 weeks." And I was like, "Wow, okay." And she was like, "Is there any women's stuff going on?" And literally, she, I said, "Hey, I'm going to speak at this event coming up on May 6th." And she was like, "I moved on May 1st." And it was fake, like this is my first time even meeting her. And God is just good how He positioned you right here at the right time. And I mean, this was excellent. Thank you. Awesome. Oh, he's going. Thank you.
There's a miracle in this room with my name on it. There's a healing in this room